Next advice is observe to learn. You can learn so much just by simply observing the world around you. Many a times you have seen that your elders can tell just by looking at people that this person is not good or something, and it turns out that they were right. How did they do it? They did it because they observed the world. Over the years that they have lived, they observed the world. They did not have much to do. No television, no video games, no DVDs, no iPad, no iPhone. So they observed. Try to make it a habit of occasionally just sitting down to do nothing and observe people. Just go sit in a lawn, in a garden, in your car, in car park, on the beach, on the streets. Just watch people, and you learn so much about human behavior and even animal behavior. Means like sometimes in the garden you will see the duck crossing with all the little ducklings behind her, and how she protects them. There's so much to observe, but you will not learn observing the screen of your iPad or iPhone or video game or TV. To observe, you have to shut them off and look at the world. Another thing is learn to talk less and do more. Many people in many countries have a habit of talking, talking, talking. They will criticize everybody. And if you tell them to do something a little, they will not do it, even though they don't have to make any effort to do that. I give you an example. A news item came that said that members of parliament in India get 90% discount on their food they buy in their canteen. It is subsidized. And it should not happen. So hundreds of people commented that yes, it is bad, it should not happen. Then somebody created a like a group where to collect signatures and send to the Prime Minister saying that maybe it is not a good idea to subsidize food when children are dying of hunger. And I'm sure those members of parliament would have happily given up their subsidy, maybe at least 50% of subsidy. But out of those 3,000, 4,000 people who commented, hardly 10 people signed the petition to send, and they had to pay nothing, they had to do nothing, simply put their name on the petition. They didn't have to give their cell phone or anything. And the members were from the whole world. So there are people who talk and talk and talk. Don't be one of them. Be the person who does the action rather than talking. Because people who talk will talk nice thing about nobody. They will talk bad things about one party today, another party tomorrow. It is their habit. They are like that housefly who goes and sits on the dirtiest part of the body. If somebody has a boil, that housefly will go there and sit there. Don't be like that housefly. Be the butterfly who sits on nice flowers. Talk nice things. Be that bee who sits on flowers and takes the honey and gives us honey. So be the action person. Be the bee, not the housefly. Again, as I said earlier, help others because you never know when you will need that help, and don't be under the false assurance that you will not need help. Everybody is a potential victim who will need help sometime. Another advice is to educate by example. So if you want your children or your students or your neighbors or somebody to read newspapers because it's good, or to read, you have to set up an example by reading yourself. It is like, if you want your children not to smoke, you must stop smoking first, because whatever you may keep speaking, nobody will listen unless you do something, and then everybody will follow. So educate others not by word but by example. Learn CPR. CPR means cardiopulmonary resuscitation. This is to save somebody's life if somebody just passes out or faints or somebody's heart stops working. So learn CPR. It takes like 3 to 4 hours of training, but then it lasts for lifetime. I have seen so many times that the father collapses because of heart attack and nobody in the family knows what to do, and they are all standing around him shouting, oh, do something, call the doctor, this, that. Calling the doctor will take like, for the doctor to come, take in half an hour. You have to give the first aid. So learn first aid and CPR, and one day you will be saving your own family member, own loved one. Very important. They don't focus on CPR enough in the world, but you must learn the first aid CPR. One day you will all be lucky and have kids. Raise healthy and curious kids. Let them grow, let them be inquisitive, let them be curious, let them have a full life. I give you 60 years of my lifetime experience. You will have kids by the age of say 30. When they grow up, you will have your 30-40 year of experience. So the kids will have 100 years of experience to rely on, and your grandkids will have like probably 110 years of cumulative experience to rely on. So be ready to answer the queries that kids will have, and that you can only have if you learn. Otherwise you will just tell them that learn somewhere or something. So to raise healthy and curious kids, first you be informed and well educated, and be open. Now if you were sleeping throughout this presentation that I gave, all the advice that I gave from my life, here is the last slide for you. One time Confucius, who was born 500 years before Christ in China, same time that Lord Buddha and Lord Mahavir were born, when Confucius was dying, one of his students asked that, I can't follow all your teachings, there are too many. So tell me one thing, one word that I need to follow and my life will be happy. And the word Confucius said was reciprocity. What does reciprocity mean? It means that do only those things to others that you want others to do to you, and don't do to others what you don't want others to do to you. So reciprocate. So don't do anything to anybody that you don't want others to do to you. Later on, this was also seen in Bible 500 years later or so. But if you take one word from whatever I have said now in the past 2 hours, take this word reciprocity and live your life following this one word. I hope that you enjoyed what I presented to you. Youth will never come back. Maybe they will have something to slow down your aging, but the youth that goes away is never going to come back. So have a ball in life and enjoy life. Thank you.